here's the first ball. Pakistan having been beaten by South Africa in their first match, this is their second. They also have to play Sri Lanka. So Williams has got it away. The outfield is quite quick, and the ball is folding up on it. And it just won't reach it. But the batsman really should be looking to have run 3 there, or to have run 4. If they were alert to it and fast enough, they would have got the 4th. It was certainly time enough for it, but they just get the 3 off the last ball of the first over. It's a nice shot. Found the gap. It's a slow ball by Wasim, and for the second time, Williams' off stump seems to have dodged. Appeal for either a catch or a leg before. I think leg before was the stifled appeal.
Well, not really. It was the cut behind, because Wasim Akram didn't appeal at all till he saw Rashid Latif, after taking the ball cleanly, appealing for cut behind. But as we saw in the replay, it was both the bat as well as the pad. But certainly Wasim Akram causing problems there with the incoming ball.
But he's got that away well. He's a very good timer of the ball, Stuart Williams, and he has a pretty good temperament as well. He's been beaten twice in the over, not affected by that, and really putting it away well for 4.
And this time Wasim just fractionally short of length, giving him enough width, and beautifully timed and beautifully placed. And that will certainly give him confidence, because after being beaten twice, then to produce a stroke of that quality.
Oh, that's 4. And that's an exciting stroke by Stuart Williams. Typical Caribbean flourish.
And this time Williams making absolutely sure that he gets hold of it, and no way any fielder could have stopped it.
Well taken. Rashid Latif clings on to that catch, and Sherman Campbell goes outside edge, and what a catch that was by Rashid Latif, diving right in front of first slip. So another failure for Sherman Campbell. We still haven't had an opening partnership of any significance.
Beautifully bowled and beautifully taken, because that catch was going to Inzamam al-Haq in the first slip, but Rashid Latif diving across him with both hands. And Campbell is disappointed, but that was a good delivery and a very good catch taken by Rashid Latif. Ball Waqar. West Indies 24 for 1.
New batsman is Brian Lara, who has been in such very good form in his earlier matches. 68 yesterday was filled with exciting strokes before Jonty Rhodes ran him out. And he's bowled it short, and Williams has said thank you very much and put it through mid-wicket for 4.
And there is a big gap there. I'm sure Waqar, probably when he put Ijaz Ahmed down a deepish fine leg or square leg, probably thought that that's where he's going to play, but there's so much time, and on this wicket, anything short, the batsman will have plenty of time to place the shot, and that's exactly what he has done there.
It's worked away past that short mid-wicket, and it might have enough on it to go for 4. Indeed it does. It seemed to be just a push, but it was quite well timed, so 35 for 1 after 9. This is rather well played, and it's going to be 4 runs. There are 4 men away on the offside in a line to try and block that, but he got it through the gap between cover point and backward point, and a very good shot. Now this is sweetly timed and placed. 2 men after it, and they almost got in each other's way, but they're going to save it from going over the boundary rope, and there'll be 3. Oh, that's 4. They don't even bother to chase. unfortunate dismissal for Brian Lara. It wasn't a bad delivery from Waqar. It was right up there. That sort of Yorker length he tries to bowl and does so with such devastating effect. And that has certainly got them on their feet at the Gaddafi Stadium. The great man is out. It will go down bold Waqar Younis, but it came off bat and then trickled onto the stumps. Well, there we're seeing how Jonty Rhodes ran out Brian Lara yesterday, but this is how he got out a moment ago. And so West Indies 51 for 2. Carl Hooper, fresh from his 400 in one-day international cricket against South Africa here in this stadium yesterday. What a fine innings it was.
That was a pretty good one. Just a little bit of movement away from the bat there. And Hooper, not then looking like a batsman who scored 100 yesterday. Good footwork, but it's out. It's gone. He's caught there at mid-on at the second attempt. Really the catcher. And Hooper using his feet. He didn't quite get there. Went through with the stroke and hit it really into the pit of Afridi's stomach, going to his right at mid-on. And that is a very sad loss for the West Indies. A very important wicket for Pakistan. Out of sorts, Carl Hooper.
Well, that was a poor shot because he was struggling. He wasn't getting his footwork right. There is a fielder there also at long on, if you can see, wide mid-on. So there really wasn't going to be any joy in going for that lofted it. Carl Hooper should have known better. He's out for 1 and West Indies are 54 for 3.
Chanderpaul there, the new batsman. He's gone, he's out. Chanderpaul has gone. That is his first ball, and it was enough for him. And what a sorry day this is being for the West Indies. They've now lost their 4th wicket. Chanderpaul has gone. LBW to Saqlain for naught.
Well, it's difficult to understand what the West Indians are trying to do over there. Plumb in front. Absolutely no doubt about that. This is shortish, all right. But Chanderpaul's walked across so far that when he misses it, there was no doubt that it would have hit the leg stump.
56 for 4. And the new batsman is Phil Simmons. That was in the air. But it's got away past Slip's left hand for 4 runs. Aamir Sohail was standing a little bit wide. It went to his left, and he just couldn't get to it. And
well, it's his right hand too. He's a left-hander, remember. But this may just have been a little short.
Oh, that was a good stroke. Gone away, is he going to get there? Yes, it has. 4 runs through the extra cover. 66 for 4 from 18 overs.
Well, I suppose that will have to go down as a missed stumping chance. Simmons was well out of his ground. Rashid Latif didn't collect it all the way through him for byes.
And the first impression was that it probably hit his leg, but obviously it turned more. And a little bit surprised not to see the umpire giving it a wide, but certainly for extras.
So that's gone over the top. Williams going with it and hitting it. The umpire will have a look at that one to see if it did clear the ropes. And he signaled 6. just managing to go over the ropes. He's got confirmation from, I think, the boys down there, and perhaps the fielder in the deep as well. That's well timed. That was deliberate. And that desperate dive to try to save it doesn't quite succeed.
And that's Saqlain Mushtaq once again, always committed, giving his best. And here we'll see him diving and trying to prevent that ball from crossing the boundary line. But unfortunately for him, the ball just touching the rope.
Stuart Williams is 50. Very disciplined and committed innings, and important innings too for the West Indies from the opener. He's got 50 out of 96 before. The wicket rate is a problem. Let's go Simmons with that shot again. Another four. This is about the third or fourth time he's played it. There was one earlier when he guided the ball with the open face between the keeper and slip. So he's added that shot to his repertoire. Very clever indeed. That's well struck. Over the top of extra cover, deliberate stroke, over the head of extra cover to the boundary.
And this time playing with the spin, although they have posted Saeed Anwar deeper than the two fielders that they have, but this time Williams clearing both the fielders and also placing it to perfection and getting 4 runs. Beautifully stuck.
Yesterday evening we talked about their batting lineup. Their top 6 have to do all the batting. They're not going to get much out of the bottom 5. Little short, just cut through away, use the pace to hit it behind square. Ah, glorious shot. He has had some lovely sweet timing today. I was mentioning earlier, when he does have a good day, his timing is effortless.
I think he might have dropped him.
Well, that was a dolly, wasn't it? It was a mistimed shot, slow turner. He tried to sort of short arm jab it. I think he was going to hit it on the onside at first, and it turned a touch on the batsman, and it didn't come back very quick to Aamir Sohail.
Oh, and he's bowled him. This has been an exceptional over from Azhar Mahmood. He's conceded just 1 run, and he started with a maiden, and he really looks as though he's a thinking young bowler, the way he's changed his pace, and there he produced a beauty to bowl Stuart Williams.
Well, a quality over against Phil Simmons. He bamboozled him, and then he finally got a ball at Stuart Williams and knocked his castle over. Top class over, as Trevor says. Thoroughly deserved a wicket, and Stuart Williams 75, 130 for 5.
David Williams comes in at number 7 for the West Indies, playing in his 32nd one-day international match. But you see, he hasn't achieved much with the bat. An aggregate of 121 runs for an average of just over 8, and yet to have scored a 50. So this is, I suppose, where we say the tale starts. Now he spoils it all by straying down the leg side, and off the pads, 4 leg byes.
Didn't always know what to do with a bad one.
Well, that's a pretty good idea on what to do with that one, and that was a fine stroke. Williams hitting through the line there, getting 4 runs, and Jeffrey Boycott has been disparaging about him. Had seen that stroke, he would have had to have eaten humble pie.
Oh, this is a very good shot. Lovely footwork there, getting to the pitch of the ball. Not such a good effort there by Wasim Akram. The bowler has no option but to be only looking at the captain and going back. If it had been another fielder who had made that kind of an effort, the bowler would have had a thing or two to say to him.
Well, that was a fine stroke, but it should have been stopped there at mid-off. Wasim for the second time in successive overs. He just didn't get down as quick as he might have done there. Well, there he goes again. That's a splendid stroke. So up to the bat. Simmons moved into it. He's a big, tall man. He's got a lot to put behind the ball.
Yes, he has. He's got enormous strength when he hits the ball hard. Look at the way he's hit it. Pitched up, swinging a little bit into him.
That's another slow one, and he's got the wicket. Williams came forward too soon there, and Azhar Mahmood took a very simple return catch, but that was a wicket because of the slow ball which Williams didn't read.
It's disguised so well, isn't it? Look at the way he's kept the fingers around the seam. It's more like the kind of delivery Salim Malik bowls, where you think that the ball's coming onto the bat a lot quicker than it does. David Williams, the wicketkeeper, trying to play it a little too early, spooning up a simple catch, but he's done his job. Not too many people expected him to get runs, but he's got 13, and he's had a useful partnership with Phil Simmons. West Indies are 6 wickets for 166.
And Ian Bishop, the new batsman. Well, they have to hurry. There's a hit here. Oh, no. He's all right, Bishop. That one seemed to stop on him a bit. Jumped up in the air. And that might just encourage the West Indian quick bowlers.
Yes, and that's what I mean by Moin Khan not being the best of fielders. He might be really a very good keeper. But you can see over there that that's one of the reasons why the West Indians ran, in spite of the fact that there was a bit of fumbling there in the middle.
That's very well fielded by Ijaz. Simmons must have thought he had his 50 when that left the bat. These helmets, they really do look as though they're dressed for war, don't they? That was the slow one. It's got him his 50. It was in the air for a while, but safe enough. He's got 2 runs, so Simmons has passed his 50. The second West Indian to get there. Stuart Williams making 75 earlier.
And now goes back and plays a magnificent stroke. So 4 runs to Simmons, now beginning to put the foot down on the accelerator.
He certainly needs to, and he's doing it in a wonderful fashion. He's got Ian Bishop with him, who can just hang around, give him as much strike as possible. And Saqlain Mushtaq just dragging that ball a little bit short, and Simmons fouling it through extra cover region for 4 runs.
Big appeal for the LBW. He gave a run for it, so that's the reason it was him. 195 for 6. Typical Simmons blow. 4 runs down between mid-wicket and deep backward square. Phil Simmons now showing us the characteristic Simmons. Earlier it was different. Hit this really well.
He did, and he picked up the right spot too. So.
Well, that's a big swing by Simmons, and Saqlain is lying stranded by a mile. 9 runs off the over, but the loss of Simmons here will remove a very dangerous hitter from the equation. But a fine innings here by Phil Simmons.
And this is how Phil Simmons comfortably stumped by Rashid Latif when he went for that big hit. West Indies 204 for 7.
The new batsman has his name on the bat. It's Franklin Rose. he won't face, because the last ball of the previous over was the one which accounted for Phil Simmons from that off spinner by Saqlain, left him stranded. That's a good blow down the ground. Won't go all the way. It will. Waqar Younis should have saved it. Certainly had time enough to get down to it, but he seems to have hurt himself. His right leg just strained there. It's a good blow. He's got hold of it. It's down towards the boundary and just pulled back. Good save out there. Azam Mahmood, who's had a good match, cuts what looked as if it was going to be a boundary, limits the batsman to 2, and that's the smile of a satisfied cricketer going off the field. Azhar, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 26, very good in the field, and all round it's been a very good performance by Pakistan, limiting the West Indies to 215 for 7, and that's a good bit of cricket out there. So a lot of work here for Courtney Walsh, who he couldn't defend 293 last evening. Can he now defend 215? Here's the first ball of Freedian strike. And the crowd, as it did in Pakistan's match against South Africa, has really built up during the course of the evening. And it's now a big one, not absolutely packed, but certainly a big one in for the start of the Pakistan innings. There's Franklin Rose, starts over number 4, and Saeed Anwar gets off the mark. So you'll feel a lot after that, won't go all the way. Stuart Williams pulls it back, but he gets 3. Saeed Anwar. That's a typical funny stroke. Down the ground, mid-off a little bit wide, hit it in the air. Mid-off would have had to have been very straight for that.
It wasn't such a bad ball, was it? I mean, just short of a length, and he stands up there and just delivers. I don't think Afridi actually sees where the fielders are. If he sees them, I don't think it even bothers him or registers. It just, if it's in my area, I think he says it's going.
Well, they really don't hit him harder than that. 15 runs coming up the over. Correction, 13, and Pakistan 15 without loss. Dylan the fielder, won't get there. Just enough for Saeed Anwar to put it away.
Yes, it was a bad ball, plenty of width, and Saeed Anwar was staying in, waiting for the bad ball and just cuffing it away nicely. What it needs, no histrionics, don't do anything silly, don't go chasing after the bowling, just bats very sensibly. Short will get finished, lovely shot. Dylan much, too short, lots of feeling whacked. You can't go short on these pitches, you're asking for trouble. It sits up and begs to be whacked, and a lot of good players here will whack you. 30 for none.
Works this one away, pretty square on the high side, and he's going to get 2 runs. Good fielding by Dylan.
Yes, Dylan made absolutely sure even if the ball slips out of his hands, that it's not going to go to the boundary line, but putting the whole body behind the ball there, and fine piece of fielding by the fast bowler, not easy to come down. And
well, he gave himself too much room there, and Walsh has bowled him. Good bowling by the West Indian captain. The Gaddafi Stadium falls silent as Afridi is bowled middle stump out of the ground.
And that's something that Courtney Walsh has been trying to do by bowling him right in the block hole. Not only he misses the ball, but the middle stump goes caught-failing. First wicket down for 34 of 9 overs.
Ijaz Ahmed comes to the wicket at number 3. See that higher score of 139 not out, made on this very ground in the deciding match of the recent 50th Independence Anniversary World Trophy against India, where he raced to that 139 of just 84 balls with, I think it was 9 sixes and 10 fours. Remarkable innings. And this is 4 runs.
Our batsman has dismissed twice in the past 2 innings that he went out to bat for a dark first ball. That will be a great relief to Ijaz Ahmed, who is starting once again playing across the line, but this time getting the ball in the middle of the bat. There was enough power behind it for it to go to the boundary. 4 runs to start with. And this time, Saeed Anwar turning it beautifully off his legs and hitting the defined leg fielder for 4 runs. And this is what Saeed Anwar is very good at. His wrist, the way he turns the wrist and plays the ball. Beautifully played and beautifully placed. And this innings so far bringing Saeed Anwar back to his form, and I'm sure Pakistan will very much want to see him in the middle for a few more overs. In fact, both him and Ijaz.
And now he might get a wicket. How extraordinary. He does too. After all that, he gets a wicket. Would you believe it? And again, Ijaz is out LBW.
Well, I suppose in the end it was worth it, because he's already bowled 9 deliveries, and after doing all that work he did manage to get 1, which was straight on, and Ijaz once again playing across the line, and the ball pitching within the stump, sitting very low in front of the middle stump. Although Ijaz seems to be a bit disappointed, but he's out, and Pakistan has lost the second wicket, 55 for 2.
Aamir Sohail, another dashing Pakistani one-day international batsman, one of the more experienced, playing his 127th match.
Thank you, Trevor. Well, that's a fine stroke to welcome it to the microphone. It was short and hit extremely well. So Saeed really is looking more the part today, and I think one has to say, Sonny, that he's moving his feet better.
Well, it's a matter of confidence. When you're not getting the runs, then your footwork is definitely hampered. You're not very confident going forward or back.
Well, that's a good shot. Won't go before. Well run too. 3 runs there.
Well, that is a very good delivery. In fact, too good a delivery for an out-of-form batsman. Look how far away he is from the ball. Beautifully bowled, angled across the left-hander, and also hitting the seam. He was in fact trying to give the slip fielder a bit of a chance over there.
Catch this one, he almost said. Yes, that's gone over the top, coming down to mid-on boundary for 4 runs. It was short, and Saeed loves those. I think he may have went to get it a little bit wider mid-on, but it didn't matter. It was in the air, cleared the fielder easily.
Well, certainly his heart must have been in his mouth when that ball went up there, because he knew that he hadn't quite middled it, quite got hold of it. He was trying to hit it towards mid-wicket, the ball just coming on at him a little more quickly than he anticipated.
Well, that's very nicely flicked down there. He picked up a 4 in that with an exactly identical stroke earlier on, but that one was just within the reach of the fielder. Bishop down there.
What a mixed over this is turning out to be for Courtney Walsh. Good fielding that by Ian Bishop.
Oh, just as much as any stroke, shows that Saeed really has got everything in working order at long last.
That was perfection itself. Look, everything right about it. Look at the head, look at the way the foot's gone to the pitch of the ball, look at the way the bat's come down. If you're looking for a textbook shot, a textbook cover drive, this was it. Worth going miles to see.
Oh, and that's a fine stroke from Aamir Sohail. He too loves to play like that, and will make him feel much better. We haven't seen one like that from him for some time. There we go again. I think that was in the air. Chanderpaul, I think, just got his hand to that one, and it would have been a wonderful catch if he brought it off.
It certainly would have been. It would have been one of the great catches seen. Look at the way he's had to dive to his right. I think he had the ball in his grasp till his elbows hit the ground, and then the ball bounced out of his grip.
I dare say too, there was a bit of the ball's wet now, which didn't make it easy for him. But I think you've got to congratulate him, in fact, on a wonderful piece of fielding, rather than tick him off for a drop catch. The end of the 17th over, Pakistan now 83 for 2. Oh, that's a nice shot too, a fine shot from Aamir Sohail. It was a half volley. He hit it into the gap between the bowler and mid-on for 4.
Now this is a much better shot from Aamir Sohail. Leaning into it, not trying to play it on the up, waited for the ball to come on, and then placed it between the bowler and the fielder at mid-on. This is a good shot. This is the kind of shot that will give him a lot of confidence. Also bring out the virtues of playing straight.
And now they can cheer his century. So there's Aamir Sohail with a 50. Correction, Saeed Anwar, of course, and raising the bat to the cheers of the crowd. He'll feel really relieved at that. It's 98 for 2. Dillon, and he's done very well to save that. He may just have slightly jarred himself as he tumbled on the outfield. It is very slippery now, but he is extremely athletic. Here it is. Big fast bowler, gets around well. And there he is. That's beautifully timed, just over the face of the bat. And it came from the bat like a shot from heaven.
Well, that's another splendid stroke there from Aamir Sohail. That's Aamir Sohail back to his very best. It was very wide, he didn't get across, trusting to his eyes. He's done so many times over the years, and hitting it for a spanking 4.
Yes, it's good to see him playing with confidence, and although it was a long hop, still you have to hit it. And not only he hit it well, he also placed it, and had no problem whatsoever in putting 4 runs. Beautifully played.
Well, he hit that very hard indeed. It almost went through Hooper. 4 runs, and that was a fine stroke. Using his feet and really hitting through that one. So at the end of the over, drinks are coming onto the field. 32 overs have been bowled, and it's 143 for 2. That's a fine stroke away through mid-wicket for 4. It was a half-volley length on Saeed Anwar's toes, and he made no mistake. Really is meat and drink for modern batsmen. The half-volley on the legs.
And a man who's back in form. these are the shots he is famous for. He plays them beautifully, times them to perfection, and placement as well. And when you're not in form, even a straight ball, you can't middle it. And certainly it's good from Pakistan's point of view to see these two batsmen getting some runs and spending time in the middle.
Really good to see Saeed Anwar back in recognisable form. And there we go again. Another splendid stroke, 4 runs all the way. Well, Saeed Anwar now going from strength to strength. The footwork's back, the timing's back. And it's really good to see.
Yes, it is. And Pakistan reaching 150, in fact 152. And Saeed Anwar, the previous ball, he played beautifully all along the ground. In this one, Bishop pitching it short. And Saeed on this lovely batting track, getting enough time to rock on the back foot and hitting it through the mid-wicket region for 4 more runs.
And that's another good stroke. And that's gone for 4 more. The third one in the over. The 100 partnership has come up with that boundary. And that again is confirmation of all the good things we've seen from Saeed today. The crowd absolutely in transports of delight.
And when Saeed in form, that's the way he plays. Not only he middles the ball, but he also finds the gap. We talk a lot about Brian Lara, who is a great finder of the gap and finder of the gaps when he's batting well. And I'm certain that there's not much difference between Saeed Anwar when he's in full cry. That when he plays well, he plays beautifully well. And he has shown in this over when he has picked those 3 boundaries.
And there, is that going to be a 4th? No. It's very well stopped there. Keeping them just to the single. Good bit of fielding by Dillon. The 100 partnership has come in 126 balls. And after 33 overs, Pakistan now 158 for 2.
There's no chance of stopping this one. They can have 2 men pretty close to each other, backward a square on the offside, and another one on the boundary is the sweeper. But when it gets hit as hard as this and placed as well, it's going to be 4 runs. He moves to 48 as Sohail. From 75 balls. Able to get 2 this time. 2 men converging on it, one from backward square and one from fine leg, and neither could they get there quickly enough to prevent the 2 and Sohail's 50.
It's been hard work for Aamir Sohail, but the important thing is he stuck to his task. Very well compiled, a 50 that.
He's very fast as Campbell, and prevented 4, 2 taken, expensive over, 10 from it, and it's 181 for 2. Oh, 1. But this one he's got beautifully placed and timed, and it's 4 runs.
That's why he's such a difficult batsman to contain, Saeed Anwar, once he gets going. Even the quick deliveries get punished. He's very quick to seize upon anything which is slightly loose. Now this wasn't a loose delivery, this was a good length delivery, but he picked it up so well that he had the time to place it wide of the fielder every round. Not an easy shot to play.
So 1 more required by Anwar. Simmons to him. And there it is. 13th one-day international 100th, and only Desmond Haynes has scored more. The highest run getter in one-day international cricket, Great West Indian. 17 he scored, He now has 13. We're of the opinion that Sachin Tendulkar has 12. And what a splendid innings. 123 balls, 12 balls. Saeed Anwar is back.
Well, that's got peeled off the edge and on for another 4. So things are rapidly coming to their conclusion here. It's been a dispirited West Indies team now in the field. They know the inevitable and they've looked really down and out. Coming back for 2. Yes, Pakistan have got to win tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow, that'll put them out because Sri Lanka will then have 2 victories. Tomorrow is Pakistan's last match, so Sri Lanka can ensure that they will go through to the final tomorrow and make their final match against South Africa just a warm-up for the final. So Pakistan are in a must-win situation. Cracking stroke. Not many people on the field move for that one. So they're rattling it out to victory here now. Aamir Sohail.
Beautifully played once again, right into perfect position, straight bat. And this is what Pakistan needed. They needed these 2 batsmen, class batsmen as they are, to be back in form. And what a nice way they got back into form. Very important match, crucial match in fact. And both these batsmen were absolutely sure that Pakistan will win this game and go into tomorrow, which playing against Sri Lanka is going to be a semi-final for them, for both the teams. If should Pakistan win tomorrow, Sri Lanka still have a chance playing the last match against South Africa, and then the points and the run rate will come into it. And that's why it's very important for Pakistan to win tomorrow.
West Indies now really going through the motions. It's going to be a big job for Courtney Walsh here and for Clive Roy, the manager, Malcolm Marshall, the coach, senior members of the team, to lift the players. They've got a long tour ahead of them. Got 3 test matches against Pakistan. They play a warm-up first-class match next week. And here's an opportunity to finish a match which Aamir Sohail was annoyed he didn't take. Doesn't have to bother, just 3 runs needed.
And then after that they come to Sharjah for the Champions Trophy, in which India, Pakistan and England are the other 3 teams. And after this tournament, the one-day tournament,
Hooked, and it's a no ball in any case. And the batsman will come back for 2. Campbell took the catch pretty well, but it didn't make any difference. It's over the shoulder, no ball, not overstepping the front crease. Ball going over the shoulder, deemed no ball. You get a wicket with it, the batsman hooks.
this was a full toss, Tony. And it was a full toss. If it is over the waist high, it's a no ball, but this was on his head, probably Courtney Walsh. The ball slipped off his hand, and rightly Steve Dunn signaling it a no ball. Scores tied up with that one, and Pakistan winning the game in the 41st over. Fine victory for Pakistan. Both these batsmen deserve congratulations. They played marvelously well for Pakistan. Both of them were out of form. They were struggling for runs, and both of them had their chances. Luck went with them, and finally Pakistan winning by 8 wickets in the 41st over.